Culture Department is warning holidaymakers in 2 coastal provinces, being KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape, of the outbreak of rabies. Now, the department says the public should desist from touching or picking up stray dogs and cats in the affected areas. Dogs and cat owners are also urged to take their pets for vaccination. For more on the story, I'm now joined by Jacques Peacock from the SPCA and SA Medical Association chairperson, Dr Mvuyisi Mzukwa. Gentlemen, a very good morning to you both. Thank you so much for your time. Perhaps, Jacques, let's start with you. Give us a sense of exactly what rabies is, because there's a lot of nervousness around how it can be transmitted and which pets one should specifically be on alert for.
Thank you so much for having us. I think something really important to emphasize is that rabies is almost completely fatal. It is a zoonotic disease, which means that it transmits from, or can transmit from, animals to humans and through their saliva, so through a bite or a scratch, whatever the case may be. I think what is really important for pet owners in South Africa is that in terms of the Animals Diseases Act, it is compulsory to have dogs and cats vaccinated against rabies between the ages of 3 and 7 months, and then 12 months thereafter again, and a booster every 3 years. As the SPCA, we don't think that all pet owners are aware of this, and it is vital to prevent the spread of rabies. As we always say, prevention is better than cure, and in this instance, there may not be a cure.
Dr. Mzukwa, a zoonotic disease which can be fatal, how does it affect the human body?
Thank you so much for your question, and good morning to your viewers and to a fellow panelists. As you know, it may affect human beings if they get a bite, obviously, or even saliva, on the mucous membranes like your eyes, your nose, if the saliva reaches those areas. But also then when it comes into contact with such areas, then it may attach to the nerves, the nerve endings, and it travels to the brain and also to the spinal cord. There it may cause many symptoms. There's what they refer as a furious rabies, where you find that the person is hyper excited and also is very touchy, very hyperactive. May complain of fever, headaches, and also drooling of saliva, not wanting to drink water, not wanting food, and obviously that may lead to other problems like dehydration, which may further lead to a kidney failure. So there are many things that happen all at the same time, and it may be confused with other conditions. So because of, at times you find that this is a very long incubation period. Sometimes it can take from 20 to 90 days. But there are conditions where you find that it can even take 4 months, incubation period. So it's very important to be alert.
Yeah. Jacques, Dr. Mzukwa speaks about the sort of symptoms that one finds in human beings. How does one then know, or perhaps have an idea or get a sense that a dog or a cat or whichever stray animal may have rabies?
The information that is currently available across the world, and not only included in domestic animals, but in wild mammals as well, indicate a severe change in the behavior of the animal. So you might find that animals that you know as tame or domesticated, such as your pet dog or cat, may become aggressive. And that's really severe change in behavior, may become skittish of humans, where mammals, wild mammals, if you would think of an animal which would be able to contract rabies would sort of lose their sense of fear towards humans and would possibly charge towards a human, which is another severe change in their behavior. Much like humans, you would get hypersalivation or drooling, a fear of swallowing, or an intense fear of water in the animals. It may also be accompanied with information that's available to symptoms that display certain nervous conditions or nervous system conditions. So the animal may become paralyzed to a sense, depending on animal
Yeah. Okay, your line is not holding quite solidly there. Dr. Mzukwa, let's perhaps pose the question to Dr. Mzukwa. You spoke about symptoms. How is it then treated?
Like the panelist was saying, it's a fatal condition. But what we always advise the public to do, if you encounter a bite or exposure to a rabid animal, all you need to do is quickly wash the wound with soap and water and try and flush it with lots of water. But immediately you need to go to hospital or next your closest clinic, where you need to get injections, to assist with the prevention of developing rabies in the body. It must be done immediately. So you must leave home, go to the place where you can find a healthcare facility, and then you get injections there. Nurses and doctors will know what to do when you arrive. So, but if symptoms are already in, you usually taken for life support. It could be in the ICU, but the survival rate is difficult. You hardly get any survivors from that from rabies. Since we stress, what the vet was saying there regarding vaccination and prevention. I think that's the only method that you can use to prevent such severe condition.
Yeah. Jacques, I'm hoping the line will hold a lot better than what it was a few minutes ago. How does one now handle stray animals? You're on holiday, you see a cute little kitten or a puppy or a dog. How do you handle it to really also be alert?
I think it is very important. Many people are cautious of animals. We should, however, be cautious of fear-mongering in that sense, to think that any animal and every animal is dangerous. Of course, you have to be cautious when approaching any animal, especially if the animal is unknown to you, such as a stray animal. Don't just pick the animal up, hug them close to your face, whatever the case may be. Stray animals are the prerogative of the local law enforcement agency. You are welcome to contact the SPCA, especially for thin or injured stray animals, who will be able to assist to take the animal in, and who often have the necessary tools and experience to deal with animals which may tend to be a bit more skittish or aggressive, whether that animal has rabies or not. If you do suspect that your animal or any other animal has rabies, you must contact the local state veterinary services. You can contact your local vet, or if you are unable to find that information, contact your local SPCA or animal welfare organization, who would be able to assist you in pointing you in the right direction.
And very quickly, before we let you go, Jacques, just talk to us about perhaps a word of caution around the handling of these pets when there are suspicions that it may have rabies.
I think during the festive season, especially with children, You might go to a holiday resort, you might go visit family somewhere where there are animals that are unknown to you, and children particularly get excited and may want to interact with the animals. It's always important to obviously supervise your children and to be cautious of strange animals that are unknown to you. It isn't advisable to take any animal and just hug them, especially close to the face where they may feel confined and stressed at your presence. It's also important as a pet owner to observe your animals to see how they interact with other humans who may be visiting you or whatever the case may be, not just in the case of rabies, but in terms of general safety. Your animals are your responsibility, and you should be a responsible pet owner to ensure that not only do you protect other people from harm, but that your animals are also protected from harm and injury.
Very well. Thank you so much. Let me thank you both for your time speaking to us there. Jacques Peacock, Public Relations and Legal Liaison at the SPCA, as well as Dr Mvuyisi Mzukwa, who's the chairperson of the SA Medical Association. Thank you for your time.